Hello, hello, hello. How are we all? Are we good? Hopefully you can hear me okay. I thought I'd wear headphones just now. Didn't wear headphones last time and I was no idea how the audio was, so hopefully you can hear me okay. In my ears there's a bit of an echo. Hopefully that's not coming through on the live stream. Didn't wear headphones last time and I was no idea how the audio was, so hopefully you can hear me okay. In my ears. Okay, I've turned down my telly. Alright, I can definitely hear myself. Um, LA10 Sune, all good, so excited. Well, I hate to maybe disappoint you. Hopefully, you get what you want from this. Let's have a look at different scenes. So, yeah, hello everyone. I was going to get more cameras and angles, but to be honest, you've got me on the webcam, you can hear me okay. The webcam I've tweaked a little bit so it's a lot clearer than it was last time. I've not got that huge ring light in the back. I have made sure to put a dedicated camera on the devices that we'll be covering. Shout out to Samsung for, it should be, there we go, for finally putting on a large display on the outer screen, which does make a difference. What else have I got? My typical live. So obviously little logo there. So I'll footer about between streams. Obviously when I'm talking about the devices, I'll just make sure it's this you see, not my face, because I know some of you don't like it. Some of you do though, so what can I do? I can't win. I can't please everyone. But before we get started, hello. Yeah. Samantha, hey, what's up? Thank you very much for joining. What are you, like 5 hours behind, did we decide? So is that 2 o'clock? Oh, Miss Whack, you've made it on time. And hello, Mario from Italy. We're pretty much getting all the OGs, the original supporters. Thanks very much for coming along. So, as mentioned, we're going to cover the first impressions of the Z Flip 5. I got in the online exclusive grey colour. It's, yeah, it's nice. And as I say, with that larger outer display, it makes a hell a lot of a difference between any other Samsung flip phone. And of course, we're going to cover my Honor Magic V2 in all its glory. Full review. Don't know how that's going to work when it comes to doing it on a live stream, but we'll give it a go. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah. So before we get going, I had a couple of questions on the Z Flip. So I am going to give my first impressions on that first before I do the full Aura review. So here is the Z Flip. Let me just move my mic. So while I'm moving to this portion of the desk, you won't be able to, I won't be able to see the chat, but hopefully you can hear and see the device okay. So as mentioned, the Z Flip 5 does have a extremely large for a flip phone cover display and 6.9-inch, I believe, inner display, or 6.8. There it is compared to the outer screen of the V2. Make sure I get the angles okay. So unboxing the Flip 5 is obviously not much of an extravaganza. It's the phone, a cable, and a SIM ejection tool. That's all you're getting. But hey, that's Samsung for you. I'll turn that over so you don't have to see all the notifications coming through. So, same hardware almost. So we'll start with the cameras. First impressions of the cameras are good. It's difficult to put in the live stream photos and videos I've taken so far, so I'll obviously make a separate video. But it's still the same dual 12 megapixel. You can see all the fingerprints. This does pick up. It's very glossy on that screen because it is obviously a glass screen. But it's a dual 12 megapixel wide and ultra wide. No telephoto zoom lens. So if anybody has watched any of my videos, I am a huge, huge fan of a telephoto or periscope zoom lens. The fact that this doesn't have one and you're spending over £1,000 on the device really pisses me off. But anyway, that's just how it is. Now, as far as the outer display, 3.4 inches. It's fingerprint unlock, so hopefully that's going to unlock for me live. Maybe I've tried too many times without actually doing anything. Yeah, there we go. Let me just unlock this. This is what happens when you're live. So let me just enter a code. I realised I should probably, not that it matters, enter my code in here. It's not like you're going to hunt me down for my Z Flip 5. I am still here, but I thought I'd forgotten my code for a second there. That would have been awkward. As I'm doing this live, the outer screen is not registering all of my. Oh, thank the Lord and baby Jesus. There we go. So, the cover screens has widgets much like the Motorola. I have got the Good Lock app that you can see here, so you can add any app, like literally any app, and use it from the cover screen. Obviously, it's quite small, but you can still use it from the cover screen, which is pretty cool. I wanted to quickly cover a question I had on the Messages app. So hopefully you can see this okay. So I've got, say, Messenger, for example. I choose someone and click on message. Was it Ian your name? Sorry, I forget. Microsoft SwiftKey, yes, is on the outer screen display. Is that what you want to know? Because, yeah, it's a full QWERTY keyboard. I personally use Gboard, but for the purposes of this, I did just want to show you that, yeah, Microsoft SwiftKey is available. Now, other built-in widgets include, obviously, weather, calendar. You can check photos on here. You can set a timer. Again, it's a real breath of fresh air having a larger screen on the outside that you can actually see things. Now, as far as notifications, here's your notifications feed, and you can reply to notifications from the cover screen. And when you can't do everything you want to do on the cover screen, simply open it up and you've got that large 6.8 or 6.9. I could check it, but I'm sure one of you will tell me in the comments. And it's 120 hertz on the inside, only 60 hertz on the outside. But again, you're really not going to notice on a smaller screen. The fact that they've got 120 hertz on the inside screen is great. And other than that, it's a Samsung. The software in the Samsung, obviously compared to the Honor V2, which is one kind of, not downside, but if the Honor V2 had the Samsung's software, it would, nothing could beat it, ever. So the Samsung has fantastic software. The selfie camera, let me just bring it up just now, turn it around. It's not under the display, so hopefully you can see. It's not under the display now. It's got a huge big ring light facing it, but the photos from it are actually really good. I believe it's a 12 or 10 megapixel camera there as well. The hinge itself, as everybody's talking about, and everybody's getting their self really wet. Sorry, that's a rude statement. I shouldn't say that, but everybody's talking about how it folds flat. Same with the Z Fold. I should fucking hope so. It's a fold phone. Of course it should fold flat, but it basically does. I'm going to say there's no gap. There's the tiniest little gap with this and the Z Fold 5. But Samsung have remastered the hinge. As far as the hinge, once you get to about 45 degrees, it will stop at most angles, even up to, like, what's that, 160? And then it eventually does go entirely flat. Now that is flat, as you can see. It's not like the Pixel Fold, which is like that. It's not this extreme, but it's like that. Armored aluminium back. Gorilla Glass Victus 2 front and back. Armored aluminium around the frame. Fingerprint sensor. USB 4.0. This is the 512 gigabyte version through Samsung.com. I got a deal, as you always do with Samsung, which is another major benefit of Samsung. So I'm just going to pause there and see if there's been any questions, okay? Is this where I come back to here and you tell me you couldn't hear a word I was saying? Right, what questions have we got, if any? Mario will Z Fold 5 Flip 5 is nice just for playing. The outer screen is adorable. Yes. LA, yes, that's what we want to know. Good or la. Already great content. Thanks very much. Anything you want to know about the Never Liked the Flip? Yeah, it's hit or miss. Anything you want to know while you're here? What color is this? This is the online exclusive grey color. To be honest, it's nice. It's just they do a cream, which I suppose it is different. It's online grey. The cool thing about the Z Flip and even the Z Fold, there's like 5 basic colors, and then you can choose from 3 exclusive online colors as well. So yeah, this is the online grey version. And for those that care, in the UK, I didn't have anything to. I say I didn't have anything to trade in. I've got numerous phones, but I didn't want to trade anything in. So Samsung, it was £1,049, but they were doubling the storage, and then they gave me £100 off because I wasn't trading anything in. I think they just took pity on me. So £949 in the UK for the 512GB of storage version. That's pretty good. For me, first impressions wise, all it's missing is a telephoto lens. I mean, even a 2x would be fine. But as you'll see from my first impressions video that I'll kind of chop up and post and make after this, and I'll post it probably tomorrow, the photos and videos are great until you start zooming in digitally. It just dies. Like it really does. And when you're used to reviewing all these Chinese phones that have got, like 2, 3, 5, 10x zoom, it's a bit of a pain. Any other questions on it? Never understood the point of the flip phones. Yeah, so I mean, there is a point. So let's just imagine Mike had a shirt on and you wanted to put it in your pocket. Great. No, I'm joking. Michael Fisher does that, Mr. Mobile, and I don't agree with that. But the point of a flip, without being sexist or casting assumptions, women have smaller pockets in their jeans and their trousers, so it's more handy to just pop that in rather than like a S23 Ultra. It's got all the functionality of a flagship phone, but it folds in half. There's 2 camps, isn't there? I think Mr. Who's the Boss said that 70% of Samsung's Fold V Flip sales are actually flip. So people are buying it, and it's half the price of the Z Fold. Don't get me started on the Z Fold 5. Flip phones are for people that don't use their phones. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe flip fans don't tend to use their phones as much as fold fans. They're certainly not multitasking, are they? Which one do I choose for our day use? The Honor or the Honor of the Fold 5? I'm assuming you mean the Flip 5. I don't and will never have the Fold 5. It's literally been offered to me by a subscriber, by the way, to review, and I said no. So it's probably pretty petty. The Flip 5, I can't imagine that would ever be my daily driver. It's my carry with the Honor V2, perhaps. I just can't do I just can't be without a large phone, whether it be an iPhone 14 Pro Max, an S23 Ultra, a fold phone. Flip phone on its own won't do me. So yeah, that's my daily. It's the Honor V2. The Flip has come with me for the past day just to take photos and samples and play around with it. Any other questions on the Flip? I'm trying to think if there's any other first impressions I've got. The 8 Gen 2 chip. Sorry. I always say this, or the 8 Gen 2 overclocked for Galaxy chip, whatever they're calling it. It's unreal. I've only had this a day, but I've had many phones with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip. Performance, efficiency, it's up there with the A16 Bionic from Apple. It's, yeah, really, really impressive. And you obviously notice it on the Honor phone as well. The Honor is getting, without spoiling any full review, the Honor is getting 2 days consistently. And as I say, this is my daily driver. I use this phone every day for hours every day, and I'm getting 2 days. And I do use the inner screen quite a lot, much more than I did in the Pixel Fold. That's just because it's so thin and light. I think, I don't know, but the outer screen is more than capable to just lock that on a daily. I just like using the inner screen as well. So yeah, the 8 Gen 2 chip is impressive. Samantha, you like it more than you should. No, it's very likable. It is a likable device. I'm assuming you're talking about the Flip still. I know you love the Honor V2, but yeah, the Flip is it's very likable. It does what it should. As I say, if you've got all that storage, all that performance in a tiny little package, can't be a bad thing. The Honor, oh, is it the Honor you're talking about? The Honor's so damn nice, can't stop looking at it. Well, Samantha. Samantha has been chatting with me on Instagram, got some questions, and she's keen on the V2. And as I tell everyone, obviously stick with your budget. If you're looking to upgrade, or if you're a tech addict, then yes, I can recommend the V2. So before I go on to the review of the V2, I did just want to mention that I have just ordered a new device. Technically not new though. For any keen-eyed viewers of my channel, about a month ago, 3 or 4 weeks ago anyway, I done a first impressions video on the Xiaomi 13 Ultra. For those that don't know the backstory, the Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra was the first ever phone I imported from China through Wanda Mobile, and I was hooked, obsessed, blown away by the hardware that you could get on a device, and that's a candy bar style phone. I got the 12. I didn't get the 12S, I got the 12 Ultra. And in the 13 Ultra, my channel had got so big that I'd made a little network of people outside of YouTube through like Instagram. So one of my friends now, Saf, he's got a channel by the way, Cool Saf it's called. It's just started, it's fresh, it's got a couple hundred subscribers. So if you want to show some love, search for Cool Saf. He does tech content as well. Anyway, he bought the 13 Ultra and gave me a lend of it. So he let me borrow it and I done my first impressions video. That's why you only got a first impressions, but I loved it. I loved the device. I loved the camera. I loved the feel, the build, the software. It's the 8 Gen 2 chip, as I mentioned. So if I go back to my little live scene, and by the power of unhiding something, you should see this. I have bought myself my own Xiaomi 13 Ultra in white, 512 gigabytes, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and I treat myself to the white photography kit as well. Yes, you may laugh, or you won't, maybe you're jealous. This is going to be a beast. The photos from all four lenses, for those that don't know, they're all Sony lenses, they're 50 megapixels. It's a 1-inch sensor on the main camera. Look at any camera reviews on YouTube. People absolutely rate this as their number one, or at least in their top two. So I bought it. I'm going to be doing a hell of a lot of content with this and the photography kit. And then, like most phones, I'll either daily drive it and keep it, or I'll sell it. So if you're interested in buying the Xiaomi 13 Ultra, I should also mention I paid more because it's the global ROM. It's not a Chinese ROM, which the one I had previously was. This is the global ROM. So yeah, cost a pretty penny, but I think it's going to be worth it. And because it's got a universal lens cap and lens adapter, you can add ND filters, other lenses. It's just really cool, just really cool. And that little grip thing is wireless. So if you've not watched Flossie Carter's video on the photography kit, you should. So essentially, think of it as just a Bluetooth remote. You don't have to have the grip on all the time. You can set the phone up on a tripod and use the grip as a wireless remote. I think that's Absolutely awesome. So yeah, that should come from Gizstop, actually. I know you all thought I was going to say Wanda, but no, I bought it. Wanda don't have the global version of the 13 Ultra, so I bought it from Gizstop. I'm just reading. Can you use it on Honor if you're in the States? And does it get updates regularly? So since owning the Honor as well, I had a software update when I first set up the phone, which is typical. That's generally what happens. But then I got a security patch just about 3-4 days ago. So yeah, you're good for a few years when it comes to software and security patches. That camera is insane. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's a smart camera with a phone attached. That's what the 13 Ultra is. Okay, I'm going to get into the Honor stuff. Not many questions coming in. I have also realised that I'm doing this on a Saturday night. I could have probably done my live on a Sunday night, but I enjoy creating content. I wanted to do this. I said I would, so I'm going to switch to the bigger camera and we're going to talk all things Honor Magic V2. I'll periodically check the comments for questions, but I'm trying to get through a lot. And I am going to show you the multitasking and what can be achieved with multitasking. Okay? Calm down. Let me just pick the right scene. Okay, so the Honor Magic V2, as you all know, one of my, if not my favourite ever foldable device. This kickstand comes in the box. I'm sure you're all aware. What I'm going to do is take off the case, which is just fantastic. And I have the vegan leather backed one. Do you know, randomly, one commenter, and I know people troll, but I think he was serious. He was like, why are you reviewing phones and why are you talking about a phone that you've never actually had in your hand? And I was really confused because the video commented on it, I literally had the phone in my hand most of the time. Anyway, the Honor Magic V2, 6.4 inch outer screen, 7.9 inch inner screen, both 120 Hz, both outstandingly bright. So if you didn't know already, this is the brightest until the Z Fold 5. But this is the brightest Chinese foldable inner screen at 1600 nits, and the outer screen is 2,500 nits. You can see there, the fingerprint is just unreal. The biometrics on most Chinese devices, like first time every time. The face unlock, let me just use, so the face unlock is, again, so I'll use my other finger that is not registered, so that's just face unlock, so you do have to swipe up, but it's first time every time. So biometrics on this, fingerprint on the power button, face ID, pattern pin, all that, as you know. What I wanted to cover in this review is, because I've had a lot of questions, I just want to quickly tell you exactly what I've done with the phone. So once you set your region to UK or US, wherever you are, your language will be there. There's, I think, over 100 languages. So Spanish, Italian, obviously English is there. Your region will be there. It's not locked to Chinese when it comes to setting up the phone. What is locked to Chinese is the Honor ID. I still can't, and I've got a couple of people, subscribers through Instagram as well, working on this. You need a Chinese email address. Doesn't work with a VPN. You need a Chinese email address, and it seems to be a company or an organization called QQ that seemed to be the best route. So I've got somebody, a subscriber, working on that, and hopefully they'll get back to me or they'll find a workaround. The reason Honor ID is kind of important is because you need it to switch launchers. So to get Nova Launcher, you also need it for some app purchases through the native app store. I've still got the native app store on here, so this is essentially their version of the Google Play Store. However, you do have the Google Play Store through GSpace and Gbox, but we'll get to that. So once you've set your region and set up the phone, what you want to do is you'll have the native browser app On the native browser, so imagine this is a native browser, what you have to do is search Microsoft Edge or Mozilla Firefox. Once you've downloaded Edge or Firefox, you can then go into GSpace. So if we search for GSpace, just download GSpace from the web page. So if I go back in there, hopefully you can see that. Okay, so if I go to, sorry, Instagram, GSpace. This is the issue with being blind as a bat. That's why I have my screen open all the time. For those that don't know, Average Dad is partially sighted. So if I go into GSpace, there's simply a download button. Just hit download. It'll download into your phone. It then asks to add an app to your home screen, which you do. And then there you go. You've got GSpace. So you can see here, here's apps that are already pre-installed in GSpace. I've not done anything else, guys. I've not done any magic or APKs. These are all here. When you go into an app, I've already downloaded this, so it won't work, but let's just say I wanted another app. So if I long press on any of these apps and click upgrade, it's going to take me to the full Google Play Store. So you can search for any app, you download an app, it comes up, would you like to add this app to the home screen? And then just like magic, you've got it on your home screen. The only difference being, if I click on WhatsApp, for example, it takes 2 or 3 seconds to actually load up. But it is loaded up to where you left it. It still refreshes in the background through Gbox and GSpace. It just takes a second or two to actually load up. No matter how much RAM, this has got 16 gigabytes of RAM, folks. It's nothing to do with RAM. It's just because it's a virtual server. It has to connect to that before it opens the app. But Spotify will open straight away. Instagram will open straight away because they are native apps. You can download from the native app store. Snapchat, Spotify, Instagram, lots of different apps. Any apps that don't have the little Gbox or GSpace sign, they work. That is literally how you set up this device. I also have, if I go into WhatsApp, and if I click on my poker chat, I have Gboard. So Gboard works. Yeah, I've got Gmail through the GSpace. All your Google apps work. If I go into Maps, I've got Google Maps. It knows my location. I can go directions to anywhere. So yeah, all apps work. I'm just going to quickly go to the chat just to see if there's been any questions so far. I personally quite like this live review. Any questions so far? So where did I leave it? Great channel, Samantha. Thank you. I assume you're going. Camera. Say you mean phone. You've done that. What are night photos like on the Honor? If I had to be honest, Steve, I'll assume they're okay, but I have 2 kids and I rarely leave and go out at night time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right on. Yeah, I just went to see the new Turtles movie, actually. Pretty damn good. I like that anime style animation. Another question for the Flip 5, please. Of course, that's fine. Does the apps continue? Yes. You can set it to continue when you shut or open the device. SwiftKey not working for me. It loads up, and the first step to pick your keyboard only shows Honor. Yeah, so no, SwiftKey is not on the Honor. SwiftKey is on the Samsung. I believe you can download SwiftKey from a website, Microsoft or somewhere. I use Gboard. Gboard worked for me. The Nest app doesn't work for me. Also, Google Calendar doesn't show. Yeah, so I guess what it isn't doing is it isn't connecting to your Google account. Now, it's important to note that. So when I talked about Gboard and Google Maps, they don't necessarily need to connect to your account. Mine are, though, so I'm confused as to why yours aren't. I downloaded an APK for Gboard. That's how I got that. So what's your username? So Harv, do you want to DM me on Instagram? So it's average_dad. Oh, it's at the top. It's on the live stream, sorry. It's on here. Yeah. So if you DM me on Average Dad Official, I will give you the APK file for Gboard. I don't have one for SwiftKey, sadly, but I can't get Calendar to connect to mine either. It's just, yeah, it's just the way it is. You can't get everything on the Chinese ROM just now. Perhaps when the Honor V2 Global Edition comes out, there'll be a ROM you can flash, or there'll be APKs you can use. But for me, I don't use Google Calendar. I use Outlook. Outlook, I don't know if you've seen, but Outlook is... Sorry, you have to swipe up your face. Outlook is on my home screen, and you'll notice that it's not got the G space or G box in the corner. It's a native app. All Microsoft apps are actually native. So again, that's kind of confusing me why SwiftKey is not there for you, but I've never searched for it. Okay, continuing on. Right here, does it support Play Store? Yes, you can access the Play Store, the full Play Store, through Gbox and Gspace. All or 99% of apps work. The Nest app doesn't work for me. I've never tried it. Also, Google Calendar. Did you do the 13 Ultra limited edition of the Xiaomi? Yes, I believe so. Is that the limited edition one? I just got in white, which said limited, but I think, I don't know. I don't know, Samantha. I just wanted the white one because I ordered the white phone, and it was the full 16 gigabytes and 512 storage. Can you open several applications together and show how you size them? Okay, so a bit of multitasking here. I have been asked this, so let's get back to the... You're going to put me to the test here because the multitasking is not my strongest point. But okay, so I am on my home screen, as you can see. So for me, multitasking wise, let's just say I did have Google Maps open, okay? I've got Google Maps open. If I swipe in from the side, and then let's just say I wanted my... I don't know what I'd want to open. An app. I'll open Outlook. So I'll open Outlook. So there we go. You can see Outlook on one side and you can see Google Maps on the other. If I then swipe in and then I click on Notes, you've now got, so I can add a note, you've now got a Notes window that floats. If I wanted something else, you've then got your Gallery app that floats around and you can move and you can resize. So multitasking wise, somebody had asked me before and I thought it was only one, but it's not. You can have two split screen apps and two floating windows at any one time. Now you can resize them. You can see the resize options at the top. You can go full screen. You can minimize it. You can pop it off to the side, and it's yeah, pretty good. I never have a use case to use all of the floating apps, but what I do is I always use two apps, normally Outlook and Teams, and again you can resize them, however not very much. As soon as you go past a certain point, what it's going to do is just close the other app. So yeah, multitasking wise, it's two split screen apps and two floating windows. And yes, what you're going to ask is, can you split screen horizontally? Honor, Ben's Gadget Reviews, okay, yeah, they got horizontal multitasking. I have yet to see any form of horizontal multitasking. I even... it's this. Sorry, hold on. There we go. I even tried it with native apps, and they wouldn't horizontally split screen, only vertical. For me, again, Teams and Outlook is vertical anyway. However, it would be nice to be able to horizontally have YouTube video playing while you're doing something else at the bottom. I don't game, so yeah, maybe that'll annoy you or some of you, but I don't use it. Now, where did I get to? Hey, will do. Thanks. Yeah. But almost everything else works great. Yeah. As I say, Harv, message me and I'll pop over an APK for Gboard and I'll have a look into SwiftKey. As I say, everything I tell you in my videos, it's all straight up and honest. I have zero incentive to lie about a device. I have no affiliation. And if I ever did get offered something to review and I had to lie about it, I'd tell them to fuck off. Excuse my French. I can't say this username, but super you know who, thank you very much. I believe you just given me a couple of bucks. So yeah, shout out to Average Dad and everyone watching. Yes, peace to you too. That username for someone in the UK and of my ethnicity is tough to read out, but shout out to you too. Yes, the apps continue in outer display on the Z Flip 5. Yeah, gives you the option. Yeah, perfect. Okay, I'm just going to take it back to the live. You can see, notice the one thing I can talk about while I'm here as well. Actually, let's just do that now before any more questions come in, if indeed they do. Maybe you're bored of me now. But personalization, customization on the Honor is pretty sweet. So, sorry. Again, you've seen you can customize your... I looked at it. See, that's how sensitive the face unlock is. So I customize it. You can put in your text, any stickers that you want on the outer display. You do get notification symbols for native apps. Instagram is native, remember, so you do get those icons on your front display. Oh, look at that. It's opened up in YouTube Studio. I am getting close to 6,000 subscribers, so if you haven't already, you know what to do. I don't know if that came through as like ASMR, but yeah, appreciate the support, everyone. I just actually uploaded a really cool short. I done a little can you name all these phone shorts. Seems to be doing okay so far. What was I going here for? Settings and home screen wallpaper. So on the Honor device, much like Vivo's and others, you can customize this to within an inch of its life. Wallpapers, obviously, you can get live wallpapers, you can get dynamic wallpapers, you can change the icon. I knew there was something else. See here, like you can get more. This is what you need your Honor ID for like any more themes. So that's kind of what you're looking for your Honor ID for. See, and you can have like posters on in the lock screen. I don't use them, but you can turn them on. It's got the home screen style settings in here, so I use the app drawer. By default, it is set to be all on the home screen, but I hate having lots of pages. I just prefer all my apps in the app drawer. So customization wise, this is fantastic. Listen to that. Listen. That is a premium sounding fold. Anyway, have I missed anything else? I know this is like my actual review video will be more succinct and it'll be about 10 minutes long. This is just, we're just chilling here. Smart man for not saying that username. Yeah, I ain't going down that road. It prompts you for 5 seconds if you want to continue the app on the outer screen. Yep. Or another screen. Yep. Again, but you can just turn it on automatically or turn it off. Okay, do we have any more questions for me about the Honor V2 or the Z Flip? Is anybody going to buy the Honor V2? non-global version. What is putting you off about the Chinese? Because again, I've mentioned this in videos. The Chinese version is my version in the vegan black, 256 gigabytes, is £1,274, which is about $1,650. The global version will be more expensive than that. I don't know by how much, but it will be. People thinking that Honor are going to release the V2 for £1,200, I think you are way off the mark. And as time draws closer, the Honor Magic V2 global release, I'm now like 80% sure it's going to come to the US. But I am 100% sure you'll get it in the UK. Don't know if that matters to people. How's the sound on Honor? Very good. The speakers, ATC, yeah. So like taking calls, receiving calls sound really good. Obviously, it's Bluetooth 5.3, so everything connects really well. I done a sound test in my last video, but since you're here, let's bring up some YouTube. And I always have the same go-to song. Where we started out. I'll just play it for a short time. Never sure how these come across in a mic, by the way. So yeah, speakers sound really good. I took some crap from a commenter. Again, you're always going to get trolls, but somebody commented saying, "How can you say this is better? Like some of the best speakers in a foldable on such a thin device?" And I had to explain that it doesn't really matter how thin it is. It's all about drivers and technology. But anyway, the speakers sound really good. Another question, does the notification pop up in external display? It does. Again, you can turn notifications off. You can have it to wake the phone or not. But yes, I guess that's a huge advantage of this outer display. And that's kind of notifications do pop up. Really curious about the price in Germany for the V2 is €1499. Yes, that's... Yeah, so in euros, 15 to 1600 is what I believe it will be at. In dollars, I think it's going to be about $1,800 or $1,900. I know that sounds a lot. Well, I know that is a lot, sorry. There is a company called Blue Diode, and they have the Honor V2, not my spec, not the vegan leather one, but I think it's the glossy versions, and they've got it for just under $1,400, I think. Totally reputable company. You can buy from there, absolutely. They just take about 4 weeks to ship a device, which is what puts me off. Play Happy Happy Joy Joy. No, I'm not. Does Netflix play in 1080 or 4K? Any video? There is a video out, DisplayPort on the Honor V2, and Netflix. I don't know. Will we have a look? Oh no, I've not logged into my Netflix. But surely if... No, you want to know specifically Netflix. I've not logged into Netflix. YouTube videos play in 4K. Or like they play in their highest quality. It's obviously not a 4K screen on the phone, so it's technically not 4K. I've missed Jeff. All I see is on the Z Flip 5. Jeff, what do you say? I got a question. How about YouTube? Can cover screen fonts be made bigger? No. Again, I am visually impaired. I'm partially sighted. Got a really random eye condition. It's a real pain in the arse, Jeff. But no, you can obviously make the text screen size bigger on the inside, which then does transform over. But if you're talking, can you just make the text size on the outer screen bigger and not the inside? No. But can you make the text screen bigger on the outside and on the inside? Yes. Dominic, you're saying 1,300 tax included? Question mark. As in, if you buy from Wanda. Sorry, I need more. Oh, TradeNGen offers mobile priority for some devices and they pay the tax. Yep, so do Wanda. Yeah, and that's exactly it. Dominic, you've hit the nail on the head. Blue Diode are cheaper, but they do not pay the tax for you and they take 3 to 4 weeks to ship. Wanda pay the tax and it looks like Trading Shenzhen do. I've ordered from them before, but I couldn't remember. So yeah, when you add that all in, yes, it's 1,300 including tax. £1,274 is what I paid Wanda. That included express delivery, the device, and all taxes. And what when you're on a phone call, speaker of the phone call won't end when you close the phone. Yeah, the flip it does. Again, that is a setting because you might be in full screen, then you flip it, but there is a setting to hang up when you close the device. 1,300 including tax from Blue Diode, if that's what you're saying. Blue Diode don't include a tax. So they are cheaper on the website, but you will have tax to pay after the fact. One time I bought a Vivo X Note. The device was £900 and there was like a £70 or £80 tax charge on top of that when it got to DHL. It's nothing to do with the site themselves, it's to do with customs, just so you're aware. So yeah, customs in your country, that's where the customs tax comes in. So you have to then click on a link from DHL, which looks super dodgy, but it seems to be true, and then you pay the tax from there. Any more questions? If you've got any just random tech questions, pop them in. Very impressed with Wanda. Yeah. Good price and fast shipping. Absolutely. Again, I am not going to work with a company if they're rubbish. I'm just not going to do it. I mentioned this in the last live stream. I've only got 5 and a bit thousand subscribers. I say only, I'm super chuffed with that. But the amount of emails I get from random companies, typically based in China, that want to send me just the most random stuff. Even though I turn down some, they somehow still manage to get it to me. I do have a cool monitor arm thing from a company called X Layout. I did take that. I'm going to actually show you because I need to do a video on it. Give me a second. My iPhone, which is what I'm using, is actually connected to it. So this monitor arm, which is super cool and premium, is what I connected the phone to. This was sent from a company called X Layout. Again, I think it's £80 on the website, but guys, it is super premium. So I was like, yeah, sign me up, send me that, please. So they sent me one for free, and I have asked for another one to give away because I always do that as well. They've said once I review it, they'll give me one to give away. So yeah, they do other cool desk stuff as well. Okay, so battery life wise, back to the review. Battery life I've mentioned before. Well, I'm going to show you. Let's do this live. Let's go into the battery and show you what percentage. Now, I did take this off charge. It did actually charge today. Or was it yesterday? So I'm at 60% battery. Here's your... So one thing as well is G-Space and G-Box take up a lot of battery. And you can, if you change that, essentially they're taking up that space because they're always running the background for me, because you need them to run the background to make sure you're getting notifications. But those settings were all done already. With other Chinese phones, what I've had to do is alter the settings. This wasn't charged today, actually, it was yesterday, so it's still at 60%. Yeah, you need to alter the settings. For those that don't know, the battery is 5,000 milliamp hours. It's some new carbon thin design. Doesn't have wireless charging. There is a 66 watt brick including the box, but it's Chinese, so you can't use that without an adapter, which I don't recommend. But it's 2-day battery life. It's a Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chip. It's Android 13. It's all that good stuff. It's an Android phone without some Google perks. Any other questions about the device before we... You don't want to hang up when on speaker. Yeah, you don't have to. I like these questions. If I had a choice between all the Nouri's foldable phones, which one would you recommend to go for? Thanks, Steve. Have a good night. Enjoy your Saturday. Again, it's maybe recency bias, but I have gone for this, and yeah, this one. Simple. I'm going for the V2. It's my daily driver just now. So yeah, I'll stick with that. Now, anybody that watches my channel will also know that I sell all my devices to you for money off. So those prices I've been talking about Wanda, again, I paid £1,274. When I'm done with this phone in the next few days, I'll be offering it for sale for £1,100. £1,100. You can do your own conversion in dollars or whatever currency you're in. But as always, it's first come, first serve. Money up front. I ain't shipping a phone without getting payment. But yeah, I'll be selling my V2 for £1,100 because I'll be getting the Mix Fold 3 and the OnePlus Open. And because I've not got 100k subscribers, I cannot afford to keep all of these devices. Look at that cute little outer display. Love it. So cool. So yeah, I can't afford to keep it. So if you're interested in buying my V2 in perfect condition with all its original box and stuff for a good price, hit me up. Let me know in these comments or on Instagram. Want to sell your Pixel Fold? My Pixel Fold is already sold, Miss Work. You know that. If I still had my Pixel Fold, A, I would have done many comparison videos, but B, what was my B? Yeah, I needed the money for the V2, so I sold my Pixel Fold. Gurman, will you leave it all set up? So here's the deal, and this is what I do with anybody on Instagram that has any questions. If you have any questions about setup, if you want to have a video call while setting up your phone because you're not quite sure, absolutely, that is part of the package. If you buy the phone, you get my tech support to set up the phone. But honestly, it's super easy. Can I just clarify as well? I love this device. I love it. The only reason I have to sell them is because, well, right now, as you know, I've just paid well over £1,000 for the 13 Ultra. I've paid £1,000 for the Z Flip 5. I paid £1,300 for this. I'm recording on an iPhone. I can't afford to keep them all, so I have to sell. If I could afford to keep them all, I wouldn't be selling. But yes, I will sell. Um, See, somebody one of my subscribers do gaming and tell me about it. I'm really sorry, Vaps. Thanks for joining, but no, I have no idea about throttling because I don't game on the device. All I will say is there is no difference between this HN2 chip and the S23 Ultra or the Z Fold 5 HN2 chip. So if they're not throttling, I believe no. This can run like 60 frames, 120 frames per second, full specs on Genshin Impact when you listen to other reviewers about the 8 Gen 2 chip. What I did notice, it was... who was it? I can't remember which reviewer, but it was an English speaking one. They compared the Geekbench scores between this and a Vivo X Fold 2, which is 8 Gen 2, I believe, and the Honor had much better statistics. Much better Geekbench score, I should say. DxO Mark gave the Honor VS good marks on audio, but said the bass. Yeah, if you're relying on just using the phone built-in speakers, it's hard to get a lot of bass from a thin device, but they do sound fine to me. I don't know. I never had the VS. I don't know if it's substantially improved, but to me, sounds good. Sounds, again, I've said it already, best speakers on a foldable device. Take a look at the tech pictures about the crappy Pixel Fold. I'll check it out. I love my Pixel Fold. Don't bash on the Pixel Fold. The Pixel Fold gets the software right. Even in Azar, one of my members, if you want member perks, you need to sign up to become a member. I think it's a few quid a month, and there's giveaways. I've just given away an Amazon voucher, which the member actually managed to turn into a Pixel Fold case. I'm too generous. Prefer the Razer 40 over the Z. Did you mean that Z5 flop? Spelling, yeah, Z flop. As are honestly, not sure how much experience or how much you've used the Z Flip 5. All I'll say is this is the best Samsung flip phone they've ever made, purely because obviously the outer screen. I've only had it 24 hours and I've not used it like a lot in those 24 hours, but what I have used, I've liked it. Again, I kind of slagged them off because they're bragging about how that folds completely shut. That's the least a flip phone should do. But I like the fact that the outer screen's bigger. I can see all my notifications. I can reply to notifications. I can do my widgets and all that stuff. I like it. I hate that it doesn't have a telephoto zoom lens. I've gone through my first impressions. As I say, I'll make a separate video. I don't want to bore everybody with the same stuff it's saying. But as that, it's not a flop. And with trade-ins, you can get a good deal. Ultra Japper, welcome back. Hi, how are you? How are we doing? How many have we still got watching? Are we still 30? 30 people, 28. That's good. I said I was only going to stream for an hour, but I'm going to keep it going. I enjoy doing these. So, is there anything else you want to know? I am going to drop a full review. On my normal video, I'll do it outside. I'll do it all nice and edited. I'll do a full review on the Magic V2. But then I am selling it. DM me, hit me up on comments. Let me know if you're wanting the Magic V2 for £1,100. Somebody tell me what that is in dollars. Will the V2 come to Europe? Absolutely, September 1st. When do we get a comparison of all the folding phones you have? So what will happen is I'll make the comparison, then I'll get loads of comments saying, oh, but you don't have all the phones, so how can you compare them? That was my troll voice. I'm happy to do a comparison because I have owned them all. I've done videos on them all. I've had them for at least a month each. So I'm happy to do a comparison. I just can't afford to keep all the devices. I did ask subscribers in my community, look, if you've got a V2, a V Fold 2, sorry, an X Fold 2, sorry, or a Mix Fold 2, and you're willing to loan me it for a week, great. But if not, then I'll probably just go ahead and do it. I've been watching a live battle between the Razer Plus and Flip 5. The live battle? No. The Razer Sling was letting it die, but it's still going. What, is somebody streaming? So somebody's streaming a live of the phone just opening and closing 100,000 times plus. Is that what you're telling me? That's insane. That's gonna. I bet a lot of people watch that. To be fair, not shocked about the Z Flip 5. The hinge is better. I would argue the Z Flip 4 would have done that. Samsung build quality phones. They just don't innovate enough just now. The Razer. Yeah, I had the Moto Razr 2022. I did do a video on that, and I think 3 people watched it, so I never bought a Razer again. I'm not surprised the Razer doesn't feel as premium as the Z Flip. Samantha, now you got looking at the Xiaomi 13 Ultra. Samantha, you don't need that. Get the V2. You don't need that. Unless you want to buy my 13 Ultra when I'm done with it, with the photography kit. Did you try a new method of using Gbox? Ultra Jabba. I don't need a new method. I don't think Gbox works perfectly. And when it doesn't work, I use Gspace. And what I mean by when it doesn't work is sometimes when you go to the Play Store in Gbox and you go to download an app, it just says pending for a while. I don't know why. You can force close it, reopen it, and then it'll work. September 1st, yep, that's when the Berlin event. Flip 5 for sure. The Razer is cool. But the software and honestly the hardware compared to the Flip it isn't as good. If Apple ever drop a foldable, the internet would explode. Well, as I mentioned in my previous live stream, Apple are dropping a foldable device. It was meant to be next year. It's going to be the year after. 2025, they will be doing a clamshell device. And it will have no telephotos lens, as the leaks just now. It will be like the Flip, the Samsung. How do I DM you about buying V2 Ultra Japa? At the top of my live stream, you can see my Instagram handle, average_dad_official. Just DM me on there. I've seen a couple of DMs come in already, so yep, be quick. You guys love your foldable phones, and obviously I look after them all. So the fact that I can pass mine on to someone that loves foldable phones, you get a deal out of it. I don't lose too much in selling it. Everyone's a winner. So DM me there if you're interested. Could you just use APKs to use Google Apps? So one of my subscribers, no, I'm going to have to hold on. Give me 2 seconds because I get his username wrong every time. He's on Instagram and he is an absolute genius when it comes to. I hope he doesn't mind me sharing it, but can you see this? Let's make sure you can see. So this dude here, okay, hopefully you can see that okay. So it's ESYM1. He is a genius when it comes to Honor devices. He's got all the APKs, but on the V2, the Google Play Store APK wouldn't work. We downloaded Google Services Framework, we downloaded Google Play Store, we downloaded all the Google apps because sometimes you need to reboot your phone like 20 times and then eventually at some point it worked, but it never worked. So it's EVMYT1. He can hook you up with some APKs. He gave me the Gboard one, which I'll share with anybody that DMs me. EVM for mother YT1 on Instagram. He also has a YouTube channel under the same name. I don't think he posts regularly, but he's been, yeah, a help when it comes to certain things. But again, because the V2 is so new, there's not much APKs or stuff that work just now. Had it for a week, sold it. Had it for a week, sold it. Samantha, I'm guessing Razer. Everybody shows Samantha some love. She's in Boston and she's just as obsessed with phones as me and probably all of you. Have you tested gaming with this? Man, see if I gamed, I'd have so many more subscribers. I haven't tested gaming, but I have obviously known people that tested the 8 Gen 2 chip and it works great. The touch sampling rate on the V2 is more than the X Fold, so I think gaming with it is going to be really good with the 8 Gen 2 chip. Yeah, one thing I don't know, cooling. You might be right, it's a thinner device. Don't know. For the love of God, Apple, give us a theme store. Yeah, Samsung, as I say, software-wise, do it right. The internet will blow up, so will the price. Absolutely. Azar, did you see the start of the stream when I showed everybody that I'd bought it? Did you see that part? That's why they're talking about it. So just to confirm, I have bought the 13 Ultra with the white photography kit, the white version, 16 gig, 512 gig for storage Azar. Very, very quick context for those that didn't hear. I had the device for a week, but it was only loaned to me from a friend, a fellow YouTuber, Coolsaf. I had to give it back. I didn't get many content done, but I've now got funds to buy it, so I bought it. I bought the camera kit, I bought the device. It should be here at some point this week coming. I'm super excited. I plan to use it as my daily. That's the plan anyway. Galaxy Fold 5 or Magic V2 Global? Magic V2 Global. Galaxy Fold 5 or Magic V2 Chinese? V2 Chinese. Again, Samsung software is great, but they just haven't innovated enough. Unless you've got a Z Fold 4, stick with that. If you've not got a Samsung foldable at the moment, buy the Z Fold 4. Unless you're getting some crazy deal where the Z Fold 5 is costing you like 500 quid or something. Again, to reiterate, it's the world's thinnest and lightest foldable phone with the world's best battery life in a folding phone. Just, again, think about that. Thinnest and lightest, best battery life. And to me, best or up there with the best speakers. You don't have any foldable phones, but you're happy to loan me the 13. So the 13 Ultra's on the way. You got you got the Xperia 1 Mark V as well. I couldn't pull the trigger on that. I've used the Mark 3 and 4. I might take you up on the Sony Xperia 1 Mark V. Have you DM'd me on Instagram yet? I'm still looking for your number. For those that don't know, members, get access to an exclusive WhatsApp group. I'm just waiting for I think I've got 4 or 5 members now. I'm just waiting for all their mobile numbers, and we can keep any questions about tech. We can swap phones, we can do all that good stuff, and we'll keep it on WhatsApp. So if you're looking to join the WhatsApp chat, just join the channel. It's a few quid a month, and you get access to giveaways and Amazon gift codes and all that stuff. So yeah, Azar, if you've not DM me on Instagram, can you please? If you've not got Instagram, just set one up, a dummy account, whatever. I just need your number, and if we can work out something for the Xperia 1 Mark V, I'll send you a deposit, because a comparison video between that and the 13 Ultra would be pretty cool. Apparently the Hong Kong version of the 13 had working Android Auto. Hoping this is true. So just to clarify, that I've bought the global version of the 13 Ultra, which has Android Auto. It's a global version. They do it. It's more expensive than the Chinese version, but I have bought that, and it does have Android Auto. Haven't run across your Honor V2. I subscribed. Where are you located? In the UK? Yeah, I'm in the UK. I'm in Scotland. Another troll commenter said, this guy sounds like Rab C. Nesbitt. I don't sound like Rab C. Nesbitt. He is a fictional character from Glasgow. I am from Edinburgh. I have a much posher voice. I like to think that you can understand everything I'm saying as well. So I know he was trolling, but Rab C. Nesbitt speaks a bit like that, man. That's not how I speak. Android Auto works on my Xiaomi. Yeah. It has it out. Did you flash that? Azar. I'll DM you today. I'm more than happy to send the Xperia. Awesome. That's perfect. Again, we'll figure it out. I'll get a deposit and stuff. Because the Mark V, comparing that with the 13 Ultra would be cool. Okay, any more questions about these beautiful devices or tech in general? I always like to keep the chats going as much as possible because it's cool to interact. It's telling me there's still 28 people here, so that's cool. It's also telling me that I've gained like quite a few more subscribers through this. That's also very cool. And as I mentioned, become a member, WhatsApp chat, giveaways, all that good stuff. Samantha, that was you. The software came with the device. Azar, I think I remember you actually. We were chatting back and forth in comments, weren't we? And you were going to buy the 13 Ultra. Did you mention something? Was it your wife? Or I can't remember what you were saying, but I'm sure it was yourself. We were chatting back and forth about the 13 Ultra. Right, we've still got a few people watching and not many comments. Come on, what else do you want to know? Anything? Oh, can I rant about a company for a second? So, as I want to do more and more live streams and I want to improve the quality, I would like to think that this is becoming more of what you were looking for. Last time you were asking for a bigger screen of the video. You've got it. Obviously using the iPhone camera, which works. The webcam camera the settings have been tweaked. The only reason it's a bit blown out is because I've got a huge ring light, but that's to light up the phones on the desk there. I wanted to upgrade my mic. This mic was actually given me from a company called Fifine a while ago. So I bought the Shure MV7 last week after the last live stream where somebody said you should buy the Shure MV7. So I did. I then got an email from Shure. This is a rant, by the way. Hopefully you pay attention or don't. But I bought it from Shure direct. I could have got it from Amazon. I fucking wish I did. So Shure direct. I bought the mic in silver because it was like 30 quid cheaper, and I actually like the look of the silver variant. So they sent me a tracking number on Monday, 5 days ago. It then said it was at the Gatwick hub. It then went to Leicester, Milton Keynes, Leeds, back to Gatwick, Newcastle, Milton Keynes again. You can track all this through Parcel Force. I emailed them. It came to Edinburgh, sorry, as well. That's where I am. And then it went back to Newcastle. I emailed Shure. I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm getting these tracking updates, but it seems to be getting further away from me. No response. I then get an email from parcel force saying I missed a delivery. I'm like, no, I was here. I can see the parcels in Milton Keynes now, so certainly didn't miss delivery. Anyway, all culminated in an email from Parcel Force today with a photo saying delivered. They delivered to some random guy called Larry Ward. He signed for my Shure mic. So I sent a very, very angry email to the support team. And I kind of, on reflection, I kind of regret it because I was quite mean. But, like, I've paid 200 quid for a mic that I really wanted for the live stream tonight and it didn't come. So that annoyed me. And again, if you're a tech company and you've got poor support, I'm going to call you out on it. Have you compared the cameras on the foldable phones? Not in one standalone video because I don't have them all, but if you want my live opinion on the foldable phones, the Honor Magic V2 and the Google Pixel Fold and the Huawei Mate X3 are the best three foldables for wide and ultra wide. The Pixel Fold and the Vivo X Fold Plus are the best cameras for periscope because they're basically the only ones. The Huawei as well. The Huawei's got the overall best camera setup, in my opinion. The Honor and the Google Pixel Fold come close behind, and the Vivo X Fold Plus close behind that. Does that make sense? Rick Sanchez, Vivo X Fold Plus, yeah. PM, best foldable. Again, recency bias, but the Honor Magic V2, the world's thinnest and lightest foldable phone with the world's best foldable battery. Does Disney work on your V2? It does. I keep trying to watch Secret Invasion, but I keep getting distracted. And then I started watching Flight on Apple TV Plus with Idris Elba. Big fan of Idris Elba. So yeah, not enough hours in the day. For context, again, I have 2 kids. I have a full-time job, and I worked out that the YouTube channel is taking me between 20 and 30 hours every week now between videos and editing and scripting and all that stuff. So yeah, it's tough. Could it be the creases got bigger in the V2? It didn't look that. Yeah, so in the first video, again, it just came out the box, so they're always flatter. Let me just take it back over to here. So we'll make this one bigger. So the crease, remember, I'll turn it off. This isn't a huge ring light. If you've got a foldable device in front of you, trust me, the crease on that foldable is bigger. This is the least noticeable, and again, when I run my hand over, you can basically not feel it. You can barely feel any bump. And again, the only reason you can really see it is because it's got light shining directly on it. But in most scenarios, and when you've got the screen on and you're using the screen, let me just open it up here, you ain't seeing the crease. Okay? Again, it's just because of ring light. All foldable phones have to have a crease just now. They just do. And having owned most, if not all, of the top vote, you can see there the cover screen just lit up, by the way, on the Z Flip 5. It was an Instagram message. Again, you can turn that on or off. But yeah, back to the crease. The crease itself is one of the best, if not the best, on any foldable device. MG Ronib. You comment quite a lot. Thanks very much for the support. If I learned anything in this stream, it's to start gaming. Yeah, I need to start gaming. I'll get to 100k subs much quicker for start gaming. Do I know the price of the V2 in global release? Nobody does apart from Honor. Leaks, rumours, and my intuition is telling me that it's going to be around 15 or 1600 pounds in euros, so about 18 or 1900 dollars. How do you download it? Keeps crashing on me. Jack, what we're talking about here? Gbox or Gspace? Do it from the website. Go into your browser, go to gspace.com or gbox.com, download it to your files. Once you open it, it'll automatically say, do you want to create an app shortcut? Click yes. Any word on water resistance. The V2 is water resistant. Splash and rainproof, Honor have said officially, but there's no ingress like IP68. Obviously, it's a foldable. No dust resistance. It does fold flat though. Tell me about yous. What do yous do? What yous into? Oh, 21 watching. 23 watching. I was going to say 20. Below 20 is my number to be like, okay, Mike, you're just chatting to yourself now. But back up to 23. So, tell me about yous. What do yous do? What other tech channels do you watch? Let's keep this interactive. You don't want to hear my dulcet. Well, you have to only hear, but you don't just want to hear from me. Looking forward to seeing your channel subscribers grow. Thank you very much, Jeff. Yeah, again, I'm delighted with how much it's been growing over the past few months. I've put a lot more time and effort in. At one point, I just kind of realised, you know what? I am looking for reviews on these phones and there's just nothing there. So I thought, well, I'll do it. I don't mind speaking to a camera or people. So I'll go ahead and I'll make these videos, and that's what I've been doing. The fact that subscribers are growing, I'm getting members, I'm getting all the other cool stuff that comes with it, like free stuff sent to me. That's all great. But no matter what happens, and I'm not bullshitting, I'm always going to be honest. You'll never, ever, and Michael Fisher and Ben's Gadget Review, no. Okay, Ben's Gadget Reviews is one of my favourites, don't get twisted. But there has been occasions in the past where I think he has held back because he's been given a review unit. I don't think Mr. Mobile does that. Foldable v non-foldable opinion. Expand PM, what do you mean? As in best foldable and best normal phone? Samantha, you work at a robotics company, I didn't know that. I work at BMW dealership. A car junkie as well as a tech junkie. BMW is a good place to work because they do some good cars. Tech tablet. Chris is one of the best in my opinion. I may have came across that channel. I watch so many tech channels that I always forget the names of them. But I'll have a look. Flossie, the goat. My dream, and you should all harass Flossie actually. My dream is to do a collab with Flossie Carter and Ben's Gadget Reviews. Flossie's got a cat. You need something like a bunny. I don't have a bunny. I've got lots of cool like teddies and Marvel and Star Wars stuff. I've got kids as well, so I've got Thor. I've got lots of stuff. I always try and put Groot or Yoda or something in the background or in a thumbnail if I'm inside. I always try and do something, but yeah, I'm a big Marvel fan. I don't care what you say. Endgame is one of the best movies ever. Samantha, you need cheaper hobbies. I hear you. The water can't give me an idea. Start dripping your phone a glass of water during your reviews. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Get a pet goldfish and dip your. Oh, okay. See, I like the way your brain works. I like the way you're thinking. Get a pet put the phone beside it. But the thing is, though, like Flossie, there's basically no other reviewer that could just get away with how. I'd like to think I'm raw and genuine, but the way he is, like his laugh, the singing, you'll never hear me sing along when I'm doing a headphone test. But Flossie just gets away with it. His personality is fantastic, and being a dad, without getting too soppy here, the way he speaks to his daughter's name, the way he speaks to her on the phone when he's doing these tests, you can just he loves her, and they always have their date nights. I love that. I hope when my kids are grown up, they'll want to see their dad. Okay, so PME expanded. So for daily activities, so social media, what do you think is best? So for strictly social media, because they're scrolling apps vertical, candy bars are fine. But again, the V2, for example, has got just as big a screen outside, and it's just as thin as an iPhone 14 Pro Max. But if we take the V2 out of the equation, say the Vivo X Fold Plus, I would choose a candy bar phone over that, because if it's just social media, you don't need it. Multitasking, obviously a large foldable device helps when you need to have two apps at the same time. I'd prefer that rather than like top and bottom like you can do on the S23 Ultra. I prefer left and right. Cameras is always going to be a candy bar style phone for whatever reason. I mentioned this before. I don't know why they do it, or why they don't do it. Why they don't add the flagship cameras to their foldable devices. It's not about keeping the phone thin, because, well, look how thick the Z Fold is and the X Fold still is. So it's not that. It's money. So for cameras, candy bar phone, iPhone 14 Pro Max, Xiaomi 13 Ultra, Samsung S23 Ultra, Honor Magic 5 Pro. Off the top of my head, they're the best candy bar cameras at the moment. Current Ben Gadget, the only one with as much experience with foldables is Mr. Mobile. I agree, but I'd add you in the mix now. I'd like super appreciate that. That's a random. Oh, it's Drummy. I thought it was Dummy. Drummy. Yeah, that I appreciate that. I'm not up there yet. I'm nowhere near it. I'm not that stupid. But what I am doing is trying to get there. I'm trying to do as much foldable content, as much Chinese, as much helpful videos as I can. But yeah, Mr. Mobile, Flossie, Ben's Gadget, they're just the best when it comes to foldables. Best UK unbiased reviews. Thanks very much. I really appreciate that. I'll always be unbiased. Family show. Sorry. Is that because I swore? Sorry. So, you know, for average dads, daily one, I'd fully support. Yeah. And I'm here with you. If I somehow do get lots of subscribers and stuff, trust me, I'll always be here. I'll always be doing live streams. I love these. And I appreciate you all. What do I consider better all round, the Fold 5 or the V2? So I'm going to be fair here, and I'm going to change that to the Fold 4 or the V2. If you mention the Fold 5 to me, it tilts me, because I think Samsung have just ripped people off. But the Fold 4, I chose the Fold 4 over the Pixel Fold because of price. The V2 is only a few £100s more expensive than the Samsung Z Fold 4, so it's no longer a price thing. What it comes down to right now with the Chinese version is software. Nothing can beat the Samsung Z Fold series for software. Period. Even with global versions. But hardware-wise, cameras, speakers, I would give the edge to the V2, even though the software is better on the Samsung. The V2 is not bad software. Good question though. Okay, we're still above 20. So any more questions? I'll need to dip out at some point soon though. These are great, guys. And again, super, you know your second part of your username. Thanks for the $2 super chat, I think they call them. Yeah, so Jeff, my daily driver, two-part question. What's my daily driver? The phone I'm using at the time. So right now let's go back to the live view. Right now the phone I'm using as my daily driver is the Honor Magic V2 because that's the one I've been doing all my content on. However, this phone I'm recording on is an iPhone 13 Pro. I always have an iPhone like on hand. That's not true. I've always got an iPhone in my possession as in I own one. With the V2, this is one of the first foldable Chinese phones I've not actually felt like I needed to carry an iPhone around because the cameras on this are all 4K. That's what I like about the iPhones. They're 4K. All my videos are recorded with that. So my daily driver is technically the iPhone because when I'm not reviewing phones, my SIM card goes in that. But nowadays, with the channel getting bigger, when we dedicate more time to the channel, my SIM card goes in whatever phone I'm reviewing. SIM card's in the V2 just now. It's going to get switched to the Samsung Z Flip 5 when this gets sold, and so on and so forth. It'll go into the 13 Ultra, it'll go into the OnePlus Open. But yeah, always have an iPhone and then whatever Android devices. Which foldable has the strongest screen? Has Jerry done that? Jerry Rig Everything? I like his videos too. Strongest screen? What do you mean? Is that what you said? Strongest? Don't know. What I can tell you is which screens feel the best are the Honor V2, the Vivo X Fold 2, and the Samsung Z Fold 4, and I guess 5. What I mean by that is the Pixel Fold and the Mix Fold 2 felt a bit more plasticky to me. So I guess that's what I can tell you. As far as their actual strength and durability, I've never had a foldable phone break on me, but what feels strong are the ones I just mentioned. Right, 5 more minutes before I dip out. All you commenters, I know you've subscribed, so thank you very much, because there's a setting I can turn on, which means you have to be subscribed, which I thought was a bit cheeky, but I thought, no, it actually makes sense. People that are supporting the channel should get priority to ask questions. So, any questions? A couple of minutes before I have to go. Put the kids to bed. How long have we been going? These live streams just get away. That's an hour and a half already. That's amazing. Top 3 Android phones. Non-foldable. Um, oh, like, I'm just going to keep it current. Top 3 2023 Android phones. Xiaomi 13 Ultra. Samsung S23 Ultra. Honor Magic 5 Pro. That's why lots of people were complaining about Pixel Fold screen. Yeah, the screen itself it just feels a bit more plasticky than others, but it's still a decent enough screen. That was one of the flaws of the Pixel Fold and why ultimately I ended up selling as well. It just didn't get bright enough. So specs wise and feel wise, the Pixel Fold inner screen just wasn't up to standard for me, which is disappointing because arguably the outer screen of the Pixel Fold is the best form factor and best outer screen I've used on any foldable device. We've just gone up to 25, guys. come on. I told you I've only got a few minutes left. Keep the questions coming. There, I've got my pen with the devices. There's Hulk. Look how cute that little Z Flip 5 is. Okay, I think that is us. There's no more questions. I think I've answered pretty much every question. I think I will do my full review video, obviously, on the Honor V2, and hopefully you'll help it get to many, many thousands of views and all that good stuff. Jeff, have you used the Find N2? No. And I've asked people if they've got the Find N2 and they'll let me borrow it, but nobody got back to me. I've never used the Find N2. I wish I did. The OnePlus Open, by the way, is not going to be like the Find N2. It's still going to be a 6.3-inch outer. So still going to be bigger. There were rumours that the OnePlus Open would be like the Find N2, but it's not. It's slightly different. Bigger. Okay, Samantha, later getter. Yeah, that's my cue. Cue to leave. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I love you. And until next time. Won't be quite as smooth because I have to hit stop recording. Right, see you all soon. Bye. Find X6 Pro. Yeah, was great. Loved it. You like Honor Magic 5 Pro over the Find X6 Pro. Super, super, super close. But yes, I'd pick the Honor. Honor are doing good things. Right, I'm going to go. I'm going to hit stop recording now. Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining.